True peace, everybody. So today I'm gonna be doing a reading, answering one of the questions, maybe one or two questions from the Bible Interpretations and Explanation Booklets, Book 1 by Queeraoopoo. And the first question that I'm gonna be answering using the cards is, who was Adam and Eve by race and religion? Okay? So, who were Adam and Eve by race and religion? That is one of the first questions that pop up. One of the first questions that pop up when reading the BIAE. And this deck, as well as the book that I'm referencing, can be found on find9news.com. There's a free PDF version, and if you'd like to purchase a hard copy, it's also available there as well. Okay. Who were Adam and Eve by race and religion? Okay. First card. Okay. Second card and third card. Okay. So the first card that came up in reverse was Queeraoopoo. The Queeraoopoo male marriage card in reverse. An adult male person may legally and ethically marry as many spouses as he can provide for and sexually comfort if there be extra eligible female persons available in the society, the same way each time that conditions are the same. Note carefully the reasons for this law, as information is so given about it. Usually a society has more eligible women marriage than it has eligible men. Okay, so this card, to me, is basically talking about how Adam and Eve individuals had broke the laws of the sun god by having sex, and it was outside of marriage. So that's how I'm looking at this card. So the Pygmy God and Goddess's marriage card, it represents non-mind euphoria, non-mind platonic, non-sexual relationship, transmutation, original deity, soulmates, no divorce existed, died as a unit. In reverse is human beings' relationships as soulmates and twin flames that suffer ups and downs as natural opposites to the Pygmies. Sexual cheating, lying, divorcing, reunion, reproduction, past life marriages, karmic marriage debts that follow you until paid. And this was in reverse. So what I'm getting from this too is the Pygmies were African. So this card being in reverse shows that racially Adam and Eve were not African. They were black in skin tone because the original peoples were black, but they were not of African descent because only people that are of African descent grow woolly hair from their heads. So this card is telling me that racially Adam and Eve were not African, nor were they the first peoples on the planet like people make it seem, because remember this card is in reverse. It also says in reverse it's sexual and represents reproduction. So the time around when the Pygmy gods existed, there was no sex or sexual reproduction. And in the case of the Adam and Eve group, there was sex that took place because they broke the laws of the sun god, and they also reproduced albinos, which later became the Caucasian race. So knowing that they reproduced Caucasians, they couldn't have been African descent from the beginning. Okay? So it says the Logos card, it's in reverse. Secondary creator, sixth reason, savior, metaneta, divine words, good spells, writing of all kinds, communication, knowledge, wisdom, equal standing in the form of writings. In reverse, it's evil spells, curses, religions, alphabets, worldwide languages, ancient pantheons, occult writings, and secret society rituals. So when the Adam and Eve group existed at the time, they were not, one man and one woman. They were individuals. They were in a group. It was a group of priests and nuns, right? So that means that they had to believe in some form of religion. So they also did use evil to a sense, because they used Spanish fly as a sexual enhancement when it came down to breaking the laws of the sun god, because it had excited the manhood and womanhood of the Adam and Eve group. Okay, so I'm gonna pull another card. Okay, wait. Just for more clarity. Okay, it's the mercy and forgiveness card. It says, listen to reason. The mercy, forgiveness, and scapegoat dogma of religion obstruct justice. Justice is hard and also heavy, and if it is tempered with mercy and forgiveness and scapegoatism, it is not justice any longer, but compromise for transgression instead. When justice becomes compromised, the compromise encourages further iniquities and transgressions, and we end up with a world like we have today at the time of this writing. And it's in reverse. So with that being said, today, the cycle that we are in now, the mercy and forgiveness and scapegoatism is no longer something that's active today. But during that time of when Adam and Eve were, when the Adam and Eve group existed, they were following the laws of the moon cycle, and it was that time that mercy and forgiveness was, the guilty got away with things. So we know by race they were not African, and we also know that they was following the ways of the moon god, breaking the laws of the sun god. We also know that they, had sex outside of wedlock to create and ended up reproducing albinos, which was eventually became the Caucasian race. The cards are confirming that. Let's pull another card, and then after this, we're going to move forward. Okay, 6 ether chemical card is what's next. Okay. It says death of non-ether gases, a combination of 96 gases out of the 99 gas elements, gamma radiation that produces evolutionary mutations of all sorts, sex energy of many forms in life on Earth and in the solar system. Sex is a sacred energy, distorted sex energy, a past card and present card in the form of 3 ether ghost energy, atomic weapons. So, like I was saying before, that this can be considered a past and a present card. So in the past, Adam and Eve were, misusing sex, and they broke the laws of the sun god. So they were using sex to, like I said, they used Spanish fly to enhance the womanhood and manhood of the Adam and Eve group, because they were not two singular individuals. That's what this card popping up also represents in reverse, because you see that it's 2 people on here, and people believe that Adam and Eve were one male and one female that was born on the earth, and Eve ate an apple, and this is why there's sin all over the planet. That is not true. This card was in reverse. This is telling people that there was not just one man and one woman in the beginning of that race per se, because the first peoples on the planet were the African pygmies, not Adam and Eve. This is why this card came up in reverse as well. This is the pygmy gods. This card came up in reverse because they are not the first peoples on the planet like people assume that Adam and Eve were. The pygmy gods were. So stay tuned for part 2.